Welcome to Cigar Audit. Matt, Mateo, Carlos, and Eric, all the way We're here to review the Bolivar Petit Corona. It is a Cuban cigar. It is 42 gauge and 5 inches long. So I'll start with you, Mateo. What does your cigar look and feel like?
Brown, kind of looks oily, minimal veins, a little bit rigid, kind of bumpy texture. It's got the nice triple cab. Feels like it's rolled very well.
Yeah, I'd say that I'd call it waxy with like a toothy feel. And it does have a semi-box press, so you probably notice that there's flat in the top and bottom, but that's a lot of Bolivars have that semi-box press. What about you, Carl?
Lots of oil. I'm a little concerned here at the top. I got a little bit of fray on the wrapper. I'm going to be interested to see how that initial burn starts to come out. It's capped really, really well. Seems to be packed extremely tight. No really visible or outwardly noticeable seams. It seems to be reasonably well constructed.
What about you, Eric? You notice anything?
Yeah, it's shaped like a cigar.
Yes, it is.
It actually does feel, nice and tight.
Don't they all?
I just want to smoke it.
Okay. All right. Yeah,
Well, then let's get to it.
let's punch them up and we'll check out the pre-light. So, pre-light draw, gentlemen. What do you get on your pre-light?
Like breathing through a straw.
Yeah, mine's pretty
Very,
tight.
very open draw.
Oh, open. Mine's fairly tight, actually.
Yeah, I was going to say the same.
The same as what? Tight or open?
No, I'm sorry. The same as you.
Okay.
Which one of us?
Which Matt? Mine's kind of tight as well. It's it definitely well packed. I actually went with a V cut on mine, and we'll see how that goes throughout the burn. I get some sort of lighter fruity notes, almost like melon kind of flavor as I pull through. There's a lot of sweetness, but a lot of earthiness as well.
Yeah, I would agree. I get a little fruity note. I can't pinpoint it, but definitely some cedar notes. Do you get anything on the pre-light?
Oh, I got some fruits
Yeah?
notes.
Some fruits notes?
I was thinking hay.
I get a little bit of the hay.
Little tiny bit, like a sweet hay smell.
Yeah. That's where I think the earth, I would agree with you, that earth. So we'll get them toasted up, see what we can do. So, Carl, your first impressions of this cigar?
Yeah, it's I get a lot of lightness. I get slightly sweet. You can taste the natural flavors of the tobacco. I don't really get a whole lot of distinguishable flavor nuances just yet. Not a lot of pepper, but really clean draw, and seems to be burning great so far.
What about you, Eric? Are you getting anything out of that?
I get some kind of sweetness when I retrohale it.
Okay.
I mean, it's no black and mild, but it'll do.
You are correct. The Cuban Bolivar Petit Corona is not a black and white. That is a very good, astute observation.
However, they are both made by Middleton.
Again, I don't taste any reparations, so I do taste some, won't you get off that couch and make yourself your own damn sandwich?
I can see that, as a matter of fact. You talked about, Carl, not to cut Eric off. Are you done, Eric?
Oh, I'm done.
Okay. Not to cut you off, but I'm getting black pepper on the finish.
Really?
Absolutely. And
Interesting.
it's towards the back of the tongue and maybe even part of the throat. Not in an unpleasant way, but I'm definitely getting some black pepper. What about you?
I didn't really have pepper on the first few draws, but I'm starting to. On the retrohale, it starts off sweet with a little bit of spice at the end. Very vegetal, but not necessarily peppery, like I said, for the first few draws, but I'm starting to get it.
Yeah, and I just had a retrohale, and I would say it's a sweet green pepper. And then a little bit of those black pepper notes. That
Nailed it.
Boom.
That's what I was going to say.
Good man. Because I forgot originally, the box code of this cigar is ULA July 15. So We are smoking this with over a year's age on it. It's still fairly young, but should be pretty
You can really
vibrant.
feel the spice after a while.
The last draw I just got, and this is what I really enjoy about Cuban cigars, I just got a well-aged, creamy tobacco note. It was just that Cuban, quintessential Cuban tobacco flavor that you get usually on high-quality cigars. I got it on this one, and it's still pretty young for that flavor, so that was good.
Yeah.
Well, do you consider this a high quality cigar?
I would say that for what it is, I think it's a high quality cigar. There's a lot of Petit Coronas. I think this is the best Petit Corona out there. That's my opinion. Some others would prefer lighter Petit Coronas. In the pantheon of cigars, though, it's not high quality or high end. But
What's the price point on these?
I think you're talking about $9 a stick, maybe $10 a stick.
Oh, okay. So yeah,
So-
we're not talking about.
We're not talking about
$5
Cohibas,
Sure.
you know, single sixes.
That's
or anything like
reasonable.
that.
Yep.
But wait, that's box price per stick?
I think box
Or
price
is
would
that like
probably be
retail
down.
per stick?
Box would probably be down to $7.
Wait, but there is an important distinction that we have to make here. How many Black and Milds can you buy for $9?
That'll be 17 and 1/2, Carl.
17 and 1/2.
Yes, because I got a pack of 25 at Sam's Club for $18.
Plastic tip or wooden tip?
Wood tip.
Wood tip?
Casino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you get splinters too? That is that or is that
I
extra?
get aroused.
Aroused?
Once it touches your lips.
And on
she's
that
so
note, it's
good.
time for a commercial break.
Too much. All right, we'll get further down in this cigar and we'll let you know how the first third progresses. Welcome back to Cigar Audit. Matt, Mateo, Carl, and Eric here to review the Bolivar Petit Corona, the first third. Eric, how has your first third been, sir?
The kind of burned, a little weird. You know, it's not all symmetrical.
Okay.
Other than that, I had to light it again.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm still
sorry.
smoking it.
I'm sorry.
Well, it's not your fault, unless it is.
No, sir. Sorry.
It's not your fault unless it is.
Yeah, that is correct. Carl.
So it's your
uh,
All right,
yes.
You know what? I'm done with you.
Hey, Carl, how's your first third?
Yeah, so a couple of concerns I had in the beginning were a little bit of the tight draw and obviously a little bit of frame that I had on the wrapper. The frame on the wrapper resolved itself almost immediately. I've got almost a perfect burn going. It's been a really clean draw, a really open draw, not too open, but certainly very easy. And the flavors that I'm getting primarily right now through the first third is I'm still getting those light, sweet tobacco flavors, but now they're mingled in with some deep espresso notes, which gives that little bitter finish. So it's a very nice blend that makes for a great taste.
What about you, Mateo?
El primero tercero estaba muy sabroso.
No.
No, I thought it was.
What you said?
Yes, the first third was very delicious.
Oh, was it? Okay.
My cigar is less tightly packed. We touched each other's shafts to confirm that. Mine was a little bit more limp, and these gentlemen have much more
Firmness?
a lot more firmness.
We're more
much
rigid.
more firm.
We're more rigid.
more firm. Mine is more, just kind of there, a little fluffy, but still very enjoyable.
The cigar's flaccid.
More or less. In fact, it was bending earlier. Matt said, he said as I drew on it, it was bending.
That was your ash was tilting.
My
That's a little bit.
ash bent. But anyway, it's
Wasn't
delicious. Since mine has more open draw, I've been enjoying it very much, and I haven't had to work for it at all.
Very moved.
Now, Eric mentioned that he had to relight his. I also had to relight mine, but I did kind of tap out the ash, and I think the cherry went with it. Overall, very good. Some pepper notes, vegetal, sweet, with a little bit of spice.
Mm-hmm. I actually get a combination of everybody's points. I'm getting more of a milk coffee versus the espresso. I definitely get an aged type tobacco, Cuban tobacco taste with a little bit of Cuban twang. I do get the vegetable notes through the nose that are sweet. I'm sorry, did I bother you?
No?
And on the finish, I get more of a hint of black pepper and vegetable notes. The finish isn't all that strong. It's pretty clean. My draw is perfect. I like a draw that's slightly more restrictive versus open. But this is performing very well. The box is only a little over a year old, and it's smoking like a 3-year-old cigar, which is great. Don't even say it. So in general, the first third has done well. We'll finish this to the next third and let you know how the second third was. Welcome back to Cigar Audit. Matt, Mateo, Eric, all the way over there, and Carlos here to go over the second third of the Bolivar Petit Corona. So I'm going to start with you, Carlos. So far, your second third, sir, that you're still working on.
A little bit more peppery, but I think most of the prevailing flavor notes are still basically the same. There's not been a whole lot of massive transitions or major wow moments of something new appearing. It's just been a good, solid, well-burning, well-constructed cigar that tastes great. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Eric, your second third?
I mean, I got some spice. All right, like some chili.
Okay.
Like the Cubans like to make. I taste a lot of historical Cubans.
You taste historical Cubans? Which one?
All of
Castro?
Bolivar.
He wasn't Cuban.
He is now.
And he makes some damn good chili.
Does he?
Yeah.
I'll go next. Since mine is not packed very tightly, I just ashed and lost my cherry again, so I will be relighting for the third time. Also, probably due to the fact that it's not rolled as tightly as Matt said earlier, if it's a little bit tighter, you get more of those flavors. I never did get the coffee or the fruit that these guys were talking about. I basically had sweet pepper with some spice on the back of the retrohale through the entire thing. Still good, but I am missing out on the coffee and fruitiness.
Yeah, mine is constructed very well. It looks like Eric's got a little bit of a burn issue, and Matt's wasn't as packed as tight. But that was the first touch-up I really had to do, and I didn't have to, I just chose to. My flavors are like a milk coffee, and I think a vegetal sweetness, and even sometimes some fruity sweetness, which is really nice. And my retrohale is definitely a white pepper with hints of vegetable notes and whatnot. And I would say the finish is calm. The finish is a little bit of natural Cuban tobacco with a little bit of that coffee and a little bit of that vegetable note, but it's super clean, only lasts about 20 seconds, I think, and is very enjoyable. I'm loving this. It's unfortunate that you didn't have the pack that I have, and that you're having a little burn issue.
I'm still
loving it. Anyway, but in general, I think that this is performing extremely well, and I'm very happy that that's happening because I still have almost a full box in there. So. Good for me.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we'll get down. Matt will burn his fingers, and we'll see how this finishes up. Welcome back to Cigar Audit. Matt, Mateo, Carlos, and Eric over there, here to finish up the Bolivar Petit Corona.
Quick-witted Eric.
Yes.
Thank you.
Since he's so quick-witted, Eric, your last third, sir. You're still working on it, but how's it been?
I mean, it's still no black and mild, but
Indeed.
I had to light it a couple of times, relight. But I like it. I mean, it's some tobacco in there. I can taste some tobacco.
Tobacco with tobacco?
The last third was uneventful. I had to relight a few more times. As I said in the beginning, the construction seemed pretty good before I started, but due to it not being wrapped quite tightly enough, I did run into quite a few issues, missed out on some flavors. Still just pepper through the last third. sweet with a little bit of spice. Really nothing transitioned after the first half inch. It was pretty much just straight pepper throughout after that. And it went much quicker. I'm actually done with this. So, not a terrible stick, but probably should have felt for the firmness of the stick before I selected my cigar.
Good point.
Yeah, mine's a little bit loose. Can I feel your stick?
No, thank you.
No, okay.
Appreciate that.
Carl,
I'm very disappointed.
your stick, sir. You're still working on the second third.
Yeah, I'm sort of a little bit behind these guys. I was going to say, I from a flavor, taste, profile perspective, I echo pretty much everything that Matt said.
If I could interrupt for just a moment, just for the audience, you punched, I punched.
Yes.
You have a V cut.
V-cut.
And what did you do?
Punched.
Okay, so we all punched. So he's the only one with the V cut.
Yeah. So I'm smoking a little bit slower. This stick has been burning. The burn is almost perfect. The draw has been great. From a flavor perspective, though, really no transitions for me. I've picked up little hints and little notes of things, a few nuances, but no major transitions. It's very tasty. It's very flavorful. It's a quintessential Cuban cigar. I'm enjoying it immensely, but there hasn't really been a wow moment. So that's probably what's a little bit missing for me.
Well, I would say my first 2/3 I thought were great from the scale standpoint. The flavors are a little different for me in the last third. The last third I've gotten more of an earthy note, more like a dark earth flavor. I still get the vegetal sweetness from time to time, little hints of the coffee from time to time. My construction, I think, has been better than certainly Eric and Matt. I did relight it twice. Some of it was because I was talking too long, but and it is getting quite hot down here at the end, but there's not much left in this cigar.
Yeah, I didn't mention my relights for the exact same reason, because I figure that's more about me and not about the cigar.
And I guess from the experience of all four people, it might make sense for this cigar to be dry boxed. So we're going to rate this cigar 0 to 100. Actually, I think we start at 60, but up to 100. So Eric, 100 being the best black and mild you've ever had in your life. How would you rate this cigar?
Well, black and mild is, it's above the scale.
Good point. Good point.
Yes,
120.
I would say 420, but all right.
Good thought. Yes, sir.
I'll give it like an 82.
82? That's pretty low. Okay, you don't like it.
I wouldn't say I hate it. After, again, the black and mild and the Cuban you gave me the last time without the review, I expected a lot more.
Yeah, no, I get you. Carl, if you were to rate your cigar.
Yeah, for me, I'm probably going to be in the 91, 92 range. I don't think it really ranks up with the the D4 that we did. D4. That cigar was just absolutely phenomenal. I think this is certainly a really, really good cigar. Particularly, it's a good cigar for what it is, for an affordable Cuban cigar that you can enjoy all of the things that you enjoy Cuban cigars for without paying through the nose for it. So yeah, I'd probably be in that 91, 92 range. If I had to pick a number, I'd probably go with the lower number. I'd probably be 91.
I would say that the first 2/3 of this cigar, none of it was complex, super complex. And I would say the first 2/3 I would have been in the mid-90s. The last third has really kicked it down for me. So I'm going to go with 92. That was what was in my head. I think it's a very good cigar. Maybe in another year it'll perform better, but in general I think it was a high quality.
87.
87.
If it would have been drier and more tightly packed, I'm sure it probably would have reached the 90s, but for my specific stick that I had today, I'm going to have to give it an 87.
And I do want to note that my cigar did go out again.
Yes, I see that.
Yeah, and I'm very disappointed.
We need to put a plastic tip on the end of that for you.
Wood tip, thank you. I'm fancy.
That's fair.
Indeed. All right, well, I want to thank you for joining us. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Check us out on Facebook and don't forget to check us out, cigaraudit.com.
Thanks, everybody.
See you next time.